up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy, Chrisean Rock, the official place to get you anything and everything pertaining to the social media, YouTube streets. And welcome to another fabulous rendition of Titty for this podcast light. Please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, share this video as well as this YouTube channel with your friends, family, and followers. If you want to further support the growth and development, Don Squad in the house, stand up, salute. All you have to do is hit that join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges as well as you can hit the cash app. $ I'm Chrisean 1. Also type 1 in the chat. Type in 1 in the chat if you listen to this video from start to finish. We got a lot of stuff on the slate. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about Shannon Sharpe and Miss B Nasty. We're going to be talking about that situation. Chrisean Rock and her situation, what she posted yesterday, as well as a lot of other entertaining news, gossip, and other articles that are floating around, like the Kiki situation, as well as my personal situation. I sprung my foot, had to go to the emergency room last night. I'm going to talk about that at the end of this fabulous presentation. Type 1 in the chat if you listen to this video from start to finish. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. The first thing on the docket, okay, without no delays, no interruptions. On a recent episode, and I read this article, and the article said that it was on a recent episode of Club Shay Shay podcast, but in actuality, it was Nightcap, and that's a collaboration that he has with Chad Ochocinco. It's on Shannon Sharpe's YouTube channel, and they were, shucking and jiving. I think they have great chemistry on this Nightcap show. Now, I was lukewarm on the concept when I first heard about it, but after watching a couple of episodes, it's, starting to, heat up with me. Okay, pause. But anywho, they had I didn't see this episode, but the clips are floating around on social media where Chad was trying to line Shannon Sharpe up with a date. Now, I think they talked about this on a previous episode of would Shannon Sharpe go back into dating. Shannon Sharpe even said, I don't know if he said it on this episode, but I know he said this on Undisputed, that if he gets serious in dating, he would rather date a woman that can get it out the mud, that's a very successful woman that can make her own money. He's one of those guys that if we're in a relationship, everything's going to be 50-50, okay? You are 50% responsible for this relationship, and I am 50% responsible for this relationship. Now, there have been several gossip columns reporting that Shannon Sharpe is interested in his hairstylist, and I think his hairstylist is a little zesty. Okay, we're just going to tiptoe around the tulips about that. But I didn't really believe none of that stuff. Allegedly, let's use the word allegedly. Well, I just mentioned, this is all rumors. Has not been confirmed, okay? But allegedly, that's what he's interested in. That's his type. But if you look at Shannon Sharpe's track record, it proves otherwise. Shannon Sharpe is attracted to the opposite sex. Okay, now Shannon Sharpe was recently in the news. He once dated Nicole Murphy. He talked about on Undisputed that he was dating this girl, and this girl was in the process of divorcing somebody, but she didn't have the finances to complete it or to finish it, and he was willing to pay, and I think he did help her with her divorce situation with her ex-husband now, so he can continue to have courtship with this lady. But anywho, back to the message at hand. On a recent episode of Nightcap, Ocho was trying to line Shannon Sharpe up with a Christian woman, and Shannon Sharpe replied he needs a sinner. Okay, he needs someone that's good in the bed, that he needs to take an umbrella with. Okay, he said he's more attracted to a B Nasty. All right, and that's where that clip came from Nightcap, and that clip has made its rounds. And I think, and yes, Miss B Nasty, she react to it on her TikTok video, and she was very shocked and awe about who's Shannon Sharpe preferences. He likes B Nasty. I'm pretty sure he goes down in the DMs. I know Shannon Sharpe probably hit her up a couple of times in the DMs. A lot of these women, such as Miss B Nasty, I don't think their DMs are open, or they even read their DMs, so they don't even know who's messaging them and this, that, and the third. Because you can set your settings up to where you won't be notified. Because I know every Tom, Dick, and Harry has been in Miss B Nasty's DMs trying to get familiar with her, if you get what I mean. All right. But anywho, she reacted to it, and she was totally shocked and awe about it. And to me, I feel like if you let's just fall back a little bit. If you look at the who he's attracted to, that fits his profile. He likes a fast type woman that can get it out the mud, that's very successful, that makes her own money. The women that he was interested in were women that were successful and beautiful and can get it out the mud. Now that we talked about one story where he was going to help this lady with her divorce, because that's how much interested he was with that woman. But over the course of time, he's been attracted to women that can just get it out the mud. And it kind of explains why he did that interview on Club Shay Shay with Brittany Reynolds. He's more familiar. He's more attracted to women like that. And when I talked about this on my on the live stream, I said that that was the weakest interview Shannon Sharpe had on Club Shay Shay. And a lot of people are not respecting Shannon Sharpe's game, particularly when he does one-on-one interviews. I think he's better at that. Now, I know he's a character on Fox Sports 1, and then now he took his talents to ESPN, and everyone likes him being, the social media jokes and things of that nature. He's going to cry in the car and all that stuff. I know that's hilarious. And he's got all these sayings he gets from his grandmama or his mom. And that's, very entertaining as well. But a lot of people don't appreciate Shannon Sharpe's craftsmanship, particularly with his one-on-one skills when he does Club Shay Shay. And that was the weakest episode as far as a one-on-one interview goes. And I talked about and I explained to you guys how I felt like that was a collaboration set up by the agents behind the scene. Maybe Shannon Sharpe's agent knew of Brittany Reynolds' agent, and they just connect the dots and got them to do a collaboration on Club Shay Shay. A part of me thinks that, but another part of me thinks that Shannon Sharpe was trying to get familiar with Brittany Reynolds, all right? And after he did that one-on-one sit-down with her, he got a full understanding that this woman is a woman for hire, okay? Let's just put it that way. When she talked about her infamous body count, even though Shannon Sharpe was very comedic, taking a shot and all this, that, and the third, but privately, deep inside, that what just killed whatever interest he had in Brittany Reynolds. That was too high of a body count for Shannon Sharpe. But let's just be fair and let's be honest, guys. A lot of attractive women, let me take that back. Most attractive women who knows that they can, get a lot of influence by being beautiful and getting their bills paid and getting their hair laid, and if there are some women that will stoop to that point of view, like, hey, he wants me anyway. If he's going to take me out, wine and dine me and spend all his money on that, he might as well just cut me a check and I'll just date him that way, all right? And we'll just cut the middleman as far as dating and courtship. Okay, this is just friends with benefits, but I'm getting paid at the end, All right. And I think Brittany Reynolds knows that she's, there's not a guy on the face of this earth. I don't care how the biggest simp you are. There's no guy, there's no simp out there. There's no sucker out there that's going to put a ring on Brittany Reynolds' finger. She's not wife material. Okay. You want to, duck, you want to date her. You want to pump her and dump her. And that's pretty much it. All right. And I think Brittany Reynolds understands that. Now, sometimes, she takes her, emotions to social media. And sometimes, she vents a lot, but she understands the reality of the situation. And that's just, that's just her reputation. All right. But nevertheless, I feel like Shannon Sharpe is interested in girls like that. And I think he's very attractive. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Despite what a lot of men and women may think or say about Miss B Nasty, yes, she's more popular because of her adult content. She does corn. She has an OnlyFans. I think she has a Fansly. She's been, if you just type her name on Cornhub, you're going to see all her videos, okay? And even though she's more popular for that, she's also a social media influencer. She has a TikTok. She has an Instagram. She even does Twitch, okay? She games. She's a gamer. And she said on a recent podcast, I think it's the 95 South Boys with DC Young Fly. She did an interview there. She gave us a rough estimate of, gave us a backstory to how she got to this point. I'm not going to go into full details about it, but it kind of explains how she got to this point. And to me, I'm not going to hate on nobody for what they, their talent and, their skill set, is able for them to make money, to make 8 figures a year or 9 figures a year. I know a lot of men and women out there are biased and have a negative mindset, a closed mindset. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, all she does is just, twerk and, show her titties and, play with toys and things of that nature, sex toys and things of that nature, or, whatever. Anybody can do that. And people have that same mentality and that same concept to streamers on Twitch. Well, all they're doing is playing video games. Anybody can do that. Or content creators on YouTube, such as myself. Well, all you're doing is just, making a video talking about different stuff. Anybody can do that. Well, if anybody can do it, this will be a real oversaturated market where there's no value in it because everybody is doing it, right? I do think it takes charisma, it takes talent, it takes dedication, it takes a skill set to make money as a content creator, particularly on social media. No matter what you do, TikTok, podcasting, content creator on YouTube, Twitch, or if you're doing content for OnlyFans or Fansly, I don't think a lot of men and women can do what a lot of these content creators are doing, including myself. I think Miss B Nasty, I can consider herself a content creator. She's a lot successful doing it than I was or anybody else. But I just think people have a closed mindset to what people bring to the table, such as a Miss B Nasty. If it's so easy and anybody can do it, well, then why a lot of you guys are not doing it? All right. Some of you guys sit on the sidelines. I really do appreciate people listening to my podcast or listening to my videos or my Twitch streams. And I'm pretty sure Miss B Nasty, any other content creator would, co-sign to what I'm about to say. We do appreciate the support. We do appreciate people subscribing. We do appreciate people having an investment in us. But there's a lot of people out there that are closed-minded and think that this is so easy, anybody can do it. All right. But enough of me. Let's get off my soapbox and let's get back into the story at hand. that's the type of girl that Shannon Sharpe is interested in. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think B Nasty is a very attractive woman. I have, ran across a couple of times with her. I met her in person, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. How she is in person and how she is on social media, it's like it's not like night and day, but she's very friendly. She's very approachable. Whatever energy that you giving off is the same type of energy she's going to give to you. All right. So if you come in there with a snotty attitude, she's going to give you a snotty attitude. But if you come in there, I'm not saying you got to kiss her ass or anything like that, even though, if you're attractive enough, she wouldn't mind you doing that. But anywho, she's a very friendly a person. And she, as well as it was a group of other people, she, gave us the opportunity and time to get to know her. She's real cool and laid back. She's one of those type of girls that you can smoke a blunt with. Okay, so I really do appreciate her. Even though it was a couple of minutes, I really do appreciate my time with her. And she didn't come off as spoiled, or she didn't come off as a chip on her shoulder or anything like that. She just came off as a regular human being. Okay. But enough of that. Yeah, so that's what Shannon Sharpe is interested in, and like I said on Just My Opinion podcast, yeah, you can be. I think a lot of women, a lot of modern day women know, a lot of smart modern day women know how to keep a man's interest in them. I think men utilize what they see visually as the measurement of a woman more so than how they feel about her emotionally. And I feel like women utilize their emotion more to a man than what they see visually. Okay, now the two do matter, but I think if it was a dance, a man's visual will lead in the dance than his emotion. When you look on the other side of the dance floor, a woman will allow her emotion to lead what she sees visually about the guy. All right. And of course, all the other, things that are interested to a man and to a woman. All right. But yeah, that's who he prefers. He says if he could always have a Bible by the bedside, but he would like to have Miss B Nasty in the bed. He said he's going to have to bring an umbrella, okay? And if you're not familiar with Miss B Nasty's content, you better get familiar, okay? You'll understand the logic and the concept of him saying you need an umbrella, okay? But nevertheless, I digress. Let's move on to the next order of what else is on the docket. Now, I was going to do a video on this yesterday, but judging, a lot of people on social media, they don't mean what they say. And allow your brother to explain. So Chrisean Rock took to social media and said that she's going to go on hiatus on social media. She's going to deactivate all her accounts. Now, she didn't specify which accounts she was going to deactivate, but it just left interpretation and in translation that she's going to just deactivate everything and she's going to take a hiatus. Which personally, if you want to take a hiatus, you can just stop posting on social media. Just put your phone down and just stop posting what you feel, or if you're doing a video or whatever. You don't have to tell the world about your business. You can just put the phone down and just live your life, boo. Okay. But I saw that and I was going to do a video, but then she still kept posting on her TikTok account. So, make it make sense. Chrisean Rock, I feel like personally, you can't take anything what she says and do with seriously. You have to take it with a teaspoon of salt, a grain of salt. Well, really a grain of salt, not a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of salt means that's a lot of salt. But a grain of salt is just one grain of salt. It's very, very small. Okay. But you get the message, you get the point. You just can't take anything she says or does seriously, because 1 minute she's feeling this way, and then like 5 or 10 minutes later, she's feeling a different way. I think now I'm just saying, I'm on the outside looking in. I think she comes off a little bipolar. She has ups and downs. She has mood swings and things of that nature. Plus, she was pregnant. She was pregnant. She does have a child, and she's a single mother. So that's stressing her out, as well as her relationship with Blueface. Despite Blueface, going back to his original baby mama, she knew that was his baby mama, and she knew that there probably would be an opportunity down the road for him to go back to his original baby mama. Plus, Blueface track record, she knew this going in before they got together, that he's very flirtatious and he's in and out of a lot of women like a Motel 6. Okay, so she knew all that. Okay, so to sit up there and say you was blindsided by this, you're just fooling yourself and your fan base. But to each his own. All right, so basically yesterday she posted this Say Cheese. Shout out to Say Cheese, Hollywood Unlock. I don't think it made its way to TMZ, but they posted that Chrisean Rock, all right, said that she's getting off social media. But when I looked at her TikTok, she's still posting videos on TikTok. TikTok, you don't stop, all right? So you just got to take what she says with a grain of salt. She may be right. It's just something that she's going through, and, her mood swings, this, that, and the third. Okay, sorry about for the noise on the in the background. Anyway, so everyone's speeding so fast, all right? Particularly out here, I can hear the cars whistling by through the patio. But let's move on to the next order of business. What's next on the docket, okay? So, Kiki, are you with me? Are you riding? And I'll always be right beside you. That's just a real catchy show. So, Kiki Palmer. I didn't really want to talk about this because there's so many layers to this story. But if you're not familiar, allow your brother to explain. Her on again, off again relationship with Darius. I think his name is Darius. A struggling actor, whatever. To each his own. It doesn't matter if you're struggling or if you're successful. If you got a girl pregnant, you have to understand there's consequences that every action you take. But that's neither here nor there. They've been on and off. They've been on and off the rock. They've been together. They've been away from one another. Kiki starting to notice after pregnancy, a lot of stuff has grown on her body. She's starting to take real shape and form. If you look at Kiki Palmer before and after the pregnancy, Kiki, I thought she was already an attractive woman, but a lot of guys, like I said, we're visual, and even though her face very amazing, very beautiful, an accomplished actress, okay, but you could tell that everything else was like it was alright. All right, when you look at the rest of her body. I know a lot of women are going to call me sexist, but that's what we are as visual. But after she had her baby, a lot of stuff was popping on Kiki Palmer's body. Okay, a lot of people was accusing Kiki of getting a BBL, or getting a tummy tuck, getting those titties just popping. Okay, titties popping like a headlight off of a Lexus. Jesus Christ, holy! All right, she is looking good in the neck of the woods. All right, so she started to feel herself, and she started making thirst trap pictures and videos. She started twerking. She started wearing tight clothes and sexual outfits. She went to an Usher concert. Usher was serenading her, and that's when I first found out the man known as Darius. I want to call him Jeremy. Okay, the artist formerly known as Darius, we're gonna call him Jeremy. Okay, so Jeremy got a little heated about that, particularly about her outfit, and they was off again. Now they're trying to rekindle the relationship after being apart. Now there's some pictures that indicated that they had an altercation at the residence, to the point where Keke Palmer is putting a restraining order on him, and he's going to really have to fight for custody for his child. And it's wild and crazy. First and foremost, look, I don't know what actually took place. Now, judging from the picture and reading the articles, it seems like the altercation started because she was on her phone. I don't know if I don't know the situation. Maybe she was talking to somebody, or maybe she was posting thirst trap pictures and videos on her Instagram page, and he saw it and he didn't. I don't know what happened. Okay, all I know is there was an altercation where he was fighting with her about the phone. Then he put his hands on her. First and foremost, there is no excuse for a man to put his hands on a woman. Okay, let's just go and get that out there. Okay, let me repeat that again for the slow thinking people out there. There is no excuse for a man to put his hands on a woman, unless, all right, she has a weapon, she has a gun, she has a knife, she can do bodily damage to you. First and foremost, if she has a weapon, if she has a gun, all right. Now, if you're cornered, you have no choice but to defend yourself. But if you got space and opportunity, you need to immediately leave. Okay. One of my friends was involved in an incident with his girlfriend. He didn't lay not one hand on her, but from what he told the police officers, and what I've heard was, I mean, he jumped, he ran out that house. He jumped over the balcony into the steps and just got out the house and called the police. And he was scratched up, and come to find out that she was the aggressor, and she also had the knife as a weapon, and they arrested her. Okay, that was some crazy baby mama drama right there. And that was the only time I have ever heard of a situation where the woman was wrong. I'm pretty sure it happens a lot, but in that particular moment, that was the first time when I hear about domestic violence or domestic abuse. 9 times out of 10, the man is the aggressor. This time around, it was the woman, and that was the first time I have ever been in or heard of a situation like that. Now, I'm not saying that Keke Palmer was the aggressor. I'm not saying the artist formerly known as Darius. I don't know if he was the aggressor, but judging by the pictures, now they do have cameras, and I'm pretty sure if you got pics of him putting hands on you, I'm pretty sure there's a full lengthy video as plus as other videos of you guys arguing. If that was the case, and it comes to court, and we see all these pictures and videos and these text messages and things of that nature, I'm pretty sure they're building a case on you, my guy, where your wife beat her. All right, now on the outside looking in, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So the artist formerly known as Darius, he's innocent until he gets to court. Keke Palmer, she's innocent too. She can actually be the victim. Who knows? The artist formerly known as Darius could be the victim. But either or, when the police are involved and they do their investigation, they're going to tell us what really happened. Okay, there's 3 sides to the truth. It's her truth, his truth, and the actual truth. Okay, so we're just gonna have to just pause for a minute before we pick a side. I don't pick sides. I just call it like I said, so it is what it is. But that's all I can say on that particular topic. Now, another topic, one of Chrisean Rock's friends, or if you want to call her a friend, she was on Bad Girls Club or one of those reality shows. And I forgot her name. I do apologize. It's not the point that I forgot her name. I just wasn't interested enough to pick up her name. But I'm pretty sure people in the comment section are going to know who I'm talking about. They're going to be in the comment section telling me who it actually was. Well, this girl, she's a reality star, And now she's got she's got an itch to scratch in the music scene. Now she feels like she's going to be the next Cardi B. She allowed several people to listen to her music. And now she wants to take the same path, the same road as K. Michelle and Cardi B. I feel like those are the only two accomplished reality stars that made it big in the music industry. Okay, now I know Candy and Escape, but see, they were musicians before they became reality stars. You get what I'm saying? So when I see them still in the music scene, it's like you was doing that before you got into reality, into reality TV. But when someone who's popular because they're ratchet on a reality show, and they also have a hidden talent like a K. Michelle, she's very accomplished as a singer. Cardi B, she took it very seriously. She got the right ghostwriters. She got the right producers. And, Cardi B is blowing it up in the music scene. Now, people, now that bongo song, that was a flop. I'm a hardcore Cardi B fan. I'm also a hardcore Nicki Minaj fan. However, I feel like that bongo song, that wasn't it, Cardi B. All right. And as far as Nicki Minaj recent news, song, I haven't heard that old Nicki. That that pink, the pink blueprint, the pink print, Nicki. I haven't heard that. Okay. Nicki hasn't been slapping for a long period of time. And Cardi B, you're starting to get into that arena. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get back onto this reality. She's going into the music scene, think that she can do it as a rapper or musician or whatever. I could actually hear, you could actually hear some of her sampled work. I heard it's trash. And I'm done listening to trash music. I gave Chrisean Rock an opportunity, but when she came up with that song about her baby, that my baby daddy, my baby daddy, my baby, man, when I heard that, man, that was trash juice. Okay, that smelled like chitlin juice. Holy, it was trash-alicious. Jesus Christ, I will never, ever, 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 ever listen to trash juice. I repeat, I will not allow my ears to listen to another trashy track. Not ever, okay? Yes, Cardi B's bongos, that wasn't it. Nicki Minaj, what she did on the award show, she did a couple of bars, but still, that wasn't it, okay? Glorilla, okay? Do the cha-cha-cha. That right foot go. She thought that was it in the studio. She thought she had a hit. She thought she had a TikTok hit, okay? That wasn't it for Glorilla, okay? As well as Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to talk about her in the next order of business on the docket. But that Cobra, I like the concept. I dig the visuals. But that ain't it. All right. But anywho, back to this reality star who I forgot her name, had her name, forgot her name, doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's it I want to talk about on. But let's just go ahead and move on to Megan Thee Stallion since I brought her name up. A lot of music critics are really going hard on Megan Thee Stallion's Cobra. Again, I'm gonna say this again. I like the video. I like the concept of the song. I think the song has a meaning to Megan Thee Stallion. All right, trying to shed all this drama off of her. The Tory Lanez situation, the Carl Crawford situation. A lot of people on social media is not buying her story, particularly about Tory Lanez. A lot of people have turned their backs on Megan Thee Stallion. There's only been a handful of people that are huge Megan Thee Stallion supporters. Cardi B is a huge Megan Thee Stallion supporter. She has never given up on her. There's a lot of artists out there that are still rocking with Megan Thee Stallion. She got a huge fan base. But that Cobra, no matter how big your fan base is, your fan base knows what's slapping and they know what not slapping. And nobody in their right mind saying Cobra is slapping. Okay, I dig the concept. I dig the meaning. But when you and I like the lyrics. Okay, don't get it twisted and confused. But the song in general, it wasn't slapping. Okay, I think she has grown and matured. You know, you can tell that now I don't know if someone's writing her music. Maybe someone is writing her music, but you can tell she's being very picky and very selective on what she wants to record to. And the Cobra thing, it just shows a different side of Megan Thee Stallion. A lot of critics, a lot of people are not going to say this, but she has grown up a lot. Okay, she's not that hot girl, summer girl no more. She don't consider herself a dot. She's not the hot girl hottie. Now, she may utilize it on some of her posts and things of that nature, but when you listen to the Cobra song, you get a sense of maturity from Megan Thee Stallion, and you get to see Megan Thee Stallion grow up and mature with the Cobra song. And I like the concept, I like the meaning, I like the lyrics. I just didn't think, as far as your first song, that should not have been your first song. That should have been something on the album. And if you wanted to remix it at a later date, make it danceable, more appealing for TikTok and all that, fine and dandy. But I don't think that should have been your lead song. Okay, I get where you was trying to. I get what you was trying to do. You're trying to show a different side of you. You're trying to show that, hey, I have grown up, I have matured, I have came a long way through trials and through all your troublesome times. You just, it's like water off of a duck's back. You just letting that, you're not letting that stuff be attached to you. Okay, I get what you're trying to do. However, I felt like the old Megan Thee Stallion was needed for your first song. And a lot of artists do this. A lot of artists do this. It's not a Megan Thee Stallion thing. A lot of artists do this. So a lot of artists, when they're on top of the game and they had an amazing album, they done had like 5 or 6 hit singles off of that album, they take a little hiatus and they get back into the studio, and then they say, okay, this sophomore album, I'm going to mature with this album. And there's nothing wrong with, maturing and, maybe talking about different things than the stuff that you was talking about in your first album. But you still have to have the majority of your songs, or a 50-50 split of your songs should be songs typically that's still apart from your first album. I feel like a lot of artists want to, they don't want to go back into the same lane. They don't want to do or recreate what made them popular. They want to be the smartest guy in the room and say, oh man, that album, that first album, forget that. What I was talking about on that first album, my flow, how I was doing tracks and things of that nature, forget that. We're going on a new, different concept, okay? This is totally, we're going to rebuild from the ground floor. We're going to build another mansion. We're going to demolish this mansion. We're going to rebuild with a totally new mansion, all right? But a lot of artists seem to forget what was likable about you on your first album. It seems like a lot of these artists, they go, well, I don't want to do what people want me to do. I want to do something different. I feel like your sophomore album should be a continuation from your first album. And if you make it, if you get lucky, your third album could be something different. But at least you got 2 albums that sort of feed the beast, so to say, to your ravaged audience. And then your third album, you can go totally left on them. But, by that time, your fan base is not going to abandon you. They're not going to leave you. They say, oh, she grew up on this third album. She did things a little differently. It doesn't hit like her first two albums, but I'm still fucking with her anyway. That's the concept to your fan base mentality is. All right. So, this is not her second album, but I feel like this album, she should have stuck to old Meg Thee Stallion, because her last album, it was amazing. It blew up. It got the promotion. It got the buzz. It got the spins. But I felt like, she left a lot of stuff on the table from her previous album that she could have put on this album. And I think everyone was in hunger for her to get back into her bag, so to say, particularly with the Tory Lanez situation, with the Carl Crawford situation. It's time for you to get, because it seems like when her other previous work, when she was with Carl Crawford, she was just dropping stuff. She was just dropping stuff to drop stuff to fulfill her contract. All right. I feel like when you're under a different set of circumstances, you got to let people know, allow me to reintroduce myself, and you got to put your foot in it and say, hey, look, this is why I am who I am, and this is why my music slap. Okay, that's just my opinion. But I feel like a lot of artists do this. A lot of young artists do this. They would, they just go left differently, like night and day left, and it just doesn't hit. Now, Cobra is not a full understanding or reputation of what her album is going to ultimately become, but I just think your first song, you should, feed the beast of your audience. Your audience want that old Meg Thee Stallion. They're not ready for the new. That's just, my humble opinion about it. Okay, but yeah, a lot of people say that Cobra flopped. I don't think Cobra flopped. I just think people are not ready for Cobra. Not now. Maybe later on, but not now. All right. Now, Glorilla flopped, okay, with the cha-cha-cha. Okay, but, other than that, Meg Thee Stallion got enough on her catalog where, people can still go back and listen to her older work. Okay, she got a lot meat on the bone as far as her catalog goes. I feel like Glorilla, she really effed up on the cha-cha-cha thing. I mean, she really effed up. Particularly when you got Sexy Red out here. Now you got competition on your ass, all right? Even though Sexy Red, I'm not a real big Sexy Red fan. I feel like the only two biggest songs she got is Pound Town and Pound Town the Remix. I heard her other music. It's not all that appealing to me. But I think Sexy Red is popular because of her agent and how they're promoting her. All right, self-promoting and what the label, she's not on no major label, but how they're promoting her. She done did collaborations with Nicki Minaj. She did a song as well as post pics with Drake. That infamous sex tape was allegedly leaked out. That got her a little popularity. She's popular, on social media, which, by the way, let's just gravitate going to the next order of business on the docket. This happened last week. I was going to talk about it. I just felt like there's not a lot of meat on this bone. We're going to move from Megan Thee Stallion's Cobra. Everyone's lukewarm to it. We're going to move to Sexy Red. All right. So Sexy Red was at a concert. Sexy Red is pregnant. She's up there twerking it with the best of them. She's doing handstands and splits while she's pregnant. Shout out to Sexy Red. First and foremost, I don't know if that's hurting the baby. I haven't heard a doctor or nurse practitioner or just an RAL. Is that what they call a nurse? I haven't heard any pediatricians come out to the woodwork and say what Sexy Red's doing on stage is hurting and jeopardizing the baby's life and this, that, and the third. It is what it is. But anyway, she was on tour and she was getting off the stage. One of her bodyguards carried her off the stage. I think that that was good, And as she was coming down the steps, another guard for that company, slide a touch. He touched the bottom of Sexy Red's bottom, her derriere. Now, Sexy Red didn't get upset about it. She did give him a stare, and just kept it pushing and kept it moving. When the guy got her to safety, I know for a fact that she said something to the guy, and then the guy immediately came bum rushing the guy with haymakers and stuff. Now, when the video was first going viral, you just got the last 10 seconds of it. I'm going like, well, and then in the caption it says security guard touched Sexy Red, and I'm going like, whoa, wait a minute. The guy that carried her, okay, because I didn't see him touch her, like that, okay. But when you got to see the full video, it was a guy by the steps. I think he's a light-skinned dude. He's an overweight Christopher Williams. If y'all don't know who Christopher Williams is, he was an R&B singer back in the day, back in the New Jack era day, New Jack City. If you haven't seen New Jack City with Wesley Snipes, get familiar with that. I think that's Wesley Snipes' best work as an actor, okay? Yes, he done Blade. I think he's more popular for doing Blade. He introduced the Marvel Universe. A lot of people don't give Wesley Snipes his props, his flowers. And he did White Man Can't Jump as well as other projects. But anywho, Christopher Williams was part of that, and Wesley Snipes played Nemo Brown. And there's a scene where Wesley Snipes took a knife and stabbed it in Christopher Williams' hand. He didn't, do it for real. It was just acting. Okay, we're just actors, all right? But yeah, this guy looked like an overweight Christopher Williams, all right? So when I saw the video, now I got a full understanding of what happened and what took place. Okay, I understand why there was an altercation, but when I first saw the original clips, they didn't clip that part in. So when I watched the whole clip, I got it, and I think her security guard did the right thing. You don't put your hands on a female, particularly a female that's pregnant, okay? I mean, how weird and how low can you be? I mean, you shouldn't put your hands on any female that's not welcomed, all right? It's just not welcome, but, a lot of some people were mixed in their opinions. Some people were like on my side of the fence while other people was on the other side of the fence. Well, this is what she's feeding, and this is what she is. She's trying to be this ratchet girl that shaking her that's twerking and shaking her ass everywhere, and she got this mentality of being flirtatious, and that's the consequences that happen when you presenting this image about yourself. But at the end of the day, I think that's gross. You're putting your hands on a woman that didn't ask for it or didn't want it, okay? And I just think that's like, even though it's that, that could be like sexual assault, okay? Sexual harassment. We'll just go sexual harassment with it, okay? I just think that, you shouldn't put your hands on a woman. All right. All right. Next order of business on the docket is the final thing, which was what happened to me last night. Man, this is crazy. And this is crazy, my nigga. Okay, so anywho, I was at work. I was working a power jack. As I was going backwards with the power jack, another individual that I didn't know at that particular time was going behind me with the hand jack, and I fell off his hand jack, and my foot got trapped in the power jack. Now, my foot didn't get rolled over on the power jack. There was no fractures. No, my toes are fine. My foot is fine. It was just swelling. It was just a big swell. And at first, I used to play basketball. I used to twist my ankle a lot playing basketball. And, it will swell, but if you just continue to just walk on it and play on it, the swelling will go away. Okay, you just have to deal with the discomfort and the pain. And that was my mentality as I was walking throughout the warehouse, going like, okay, if I just keep, walking on it, it'll just get better. And at one point, mentally, I thought it was getting better. So after 10 minutes of trying to walk on it, I sat down in the lounge area, what was on television? I think it was The Voice. Shout out to The Voice on NBC. I don't know why someone had it on The Voice in the first place, but anyway, I was watching that. Sat down for a minute. I sat down for like 5 minutes, but as I got up, it was this intense pain, and I said, okay, yeah, this ain't it. All right, so I had, luckily the supervisor came by. He saw my foot, and she told me, like, yo, I told her I felt fine. She said, yeah, but you still need to go to the emergency room, a workman's comp. I had to get the papers, sign the papers. I went to the emergency room, and I was just waiting, and got the nurse checked me out. The doctor came, told me, try to take my, I had to take my shoe off for the x-ray, but as I was trying to take my shoe, it was so hard to take my shoe off because my foot had swelled at that time. So, I finally got my shoe off. The x-ray guy came in, took pictures of it. And, I don't know if y'all been in an emergency room, but, the x-ray room is not a room no more. It's like this device that's, that's on wheels that they roll from room to room. It's not that big. And he took my x-rays there. And, they waited. And the doctor came in and said that, I looked at the x-rays. There was nothing broken. However, your foot has swelled. Told me to lay off my foot. Gave me crutches. Gave me some medication in the emergency room. I also got to fill a prescription of pain medicine when the pharmacy is open. So yeah, but when I finally got home, I put a nice bag on it, and my foot is starting to get better. But that's not the story that I wanted to talk about. Okay, I just want to talk about why I went to the emergency room. Let me tell y'all something. And by this point, most of y'all are not even going to listen to this part, okay? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what happened, all right? I noticed something, and it's a trend, all right? But the women in there, shout out to all the nurses and female doctors, shout out to any woman in medicine, all right? But a huge shout out go to you nurses out there that's wearing them tight ass scrubs. Holy, are those yoga pants or those scrubs? Jesus Christ, jeez Louise. Are those tights or are those scrubs? Holy, Jesus Christ. Man, I'm telling you, these women wearing these scrubs, man, I felt like I was in a room full of sexy reds. Holy! Now, I didn't touch anyone. I swear, my right hand to the Bible, I did not touch any of these women. I respected their space. I respected them as women. But in my mind, I was going like, God damn, there is just ass galore in the hospital. I should get injured more often, okay? I should get injured more often, okay? Holy, look at that. It just an ass overload of ass, okay? All different type of ass. Asian ass, Caucasian ass, African-American ass, okay? Southeast Asia ass, okay? UK ass, okay? Just ass everywhere. Ass just all in them, just all types. Now, there was a pregnant woman, a Caucasian pregnant woman. You can tell that she's going to be expecting in the next several months. You know, she had her baby bump. But she had some scrubs on, too. And I see why she's pregnant. But, you know, never let all the women, including the pregnant woman, you can get it. All you can get it. All y'all can get this, all right? But I respected the women in there. I didn't lay not one hand on them. But, boy, I was thinking. That man, my imagination, and the more I kept looking at all this ass, I'm going like, God damn, my foot's starting to feel a lot better now. But no, seriously. But yo, God damn, it was so much ass. All right, now I got something for you women out there in the OnlyFans section. Okay, first and foremost, shout out to The Dream. The Dream has an OnlyFans. Y'all need to go check out The Dream's OnlyFans. The Dream's OnlyFans is popping, okay? The Dream OnlyFans is popping, all right? And I may do a clip and introduce this clip on my Instagram page. Follow me on Too Early for This podcast on Instagram. I'm going to have the link in the comment section. Subscribe and enjoy. You would not be disappointed. But anywho, I got an idea for The Dream and other aspiring OnlyFans content creators out there, okay, to the females, all right? I think The Dream, you got a lot of junk in your trunk. I think The Dream, you need to make some videos wearing some tight scrubs, okay? Wearing some tight scrubs, okay? Shaking that ass everywhere. Just wear some tight scrubs. Do some pictures, do some videos. Wearing tight skirt. I think, look, now Pinky Doll, I'm trying to get y'all, look, women of OnlyFans, I'm trying to get your account popping, okay? Pinky Doll did the NPC thing, and now she's blowing up, making, you know, huge successful off that, making large money on OnlyFans, all right? To the concept of everyone's copy and pasting Pinky Doll. Now, every woman is doing the NPC thing, but that's an oversaturated thing, okay? You got to innovate as well as create. And I'm telling you, The Dream, if this works for you, you need to get into this market while there's no one in the market doing this. You need to introduce wearing tight ass scrubs, okay? It'll be great if you can film all this in an actual hospital and have a camera walking and following you, you know, taking care of your patients and things of that nature. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, The Dream. Shout out to The Dream. I'm telling you, you need to get into this market while there's no one in the market doing this. I'm telling you, The Dream. That's just, you know, and if this works, okay, The Dream, if this works, all right, I need a cut of that commission. All right? You hook your brother up, okay? Cash at me $10 saying, thanks for the lookout, all right? I'm telling you, The Dream, this would work, okay, for your OnlyFans page, okay? So, yeah. That's all I got for today. This should whet your appetite for Too Early for This podcast. You know, even though I say this a light, I think it's almost an hour long, so this might be a full episode. So this should satisfy your need this week. And if you are subscribed to my other YouTube channels, like I'm Chrisean Rock TV, Just My Opinion podcast, the links are in the description below, by the way. Subscribe and enjoy. You would not be disappointed. I talked on Just My Opinion podcast on Just My Opinion podcast live. I'm moving it from Monday mornings to Friday mornings. And Too Early for This podcast would be still on the Saturday time frame. Now, I feel like this works better with my work schedule. I think we're going to see how this works out on my sports channel. If a lot of you guys like the new time concept for Too Early for This podcast, for Just My Opinion podcast, it will be cemented in every Friday morning, and Too Early for This podcast will be already cemented in for Saturday. All right, I feel like I got a great audience, particularly the graveyard shift as well as my early morning crew. So you get double the dose of live streams. Okay, but guys, nevertheless, I digress. This is your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chrisean Rock. Feel free to hit the subscription button and notification bell. Share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. All right. We'll talk about GTA announcement, the Rockstar announcement, but I'm gonna save that for I'm Chrisean Rock TV. All right. I'm going to be talking about that next week or whenever I get the opportunity to upload the video. But I'm up out of here. I'm gone. Outro.